Warily, the young...
Shh. It's her again. I stole.
Warily.
I don't know how you managed to kick the hogger off the phone, Monsieur.
The characteristic taste of Portoferro's local schnapps.
What brings you back here?
Until next time.
You! Carmona demands answers. Carmona saw you scaling that pylon, speaking to the creep at its top. He's... Oh! Well, engineering is good work, proper. Carmona will not take comfort in that. Here. Some comfort in return. Well...
She lowers her voice, hunches forward.
The dock workers suspect that they found an agent of the Weeping Eye. What?
Your heart convulses at their mention.
Found him taking Lucian money. Carmona doesn't believe it, though, Menina. He bought a beautiful coat from Carmona's stall just last week. It would never. It was a trench coat,
The man in photo 24. By the Weeping Eye that close to you already. He was at photo 24 and your double was incapacitated.
And he always had a camera. Ask yourself, Menina. Would a Weeping Eye man walk around with it? This is all a matter of taste. And not that. Garish? No. This coat...
Look at these clothes. She wouldn't know Gare in a circus. It's absolutely...
He was like a son to me, Menina. They're Lucian, Menina. Bazaars full of bootlegs.
The Weeping Eye do not care about knockoff toys.
Very well. You're working with that nice boy. He was fine, super blue. I sent him to the docks west of here. Head boatman there reports directly to the Bazaar map.
So either the boatman was lying, or Pseudopod never made it over to him.
Afraid no, menina. That boy...
She looks sideways at the disc, shakes.
It's a disc. Ask the stall owner with the disc, not the store. Take a look through the rack over there. No lice, no rips, no... A legends clothes, Carmuna calls them. Whatever has their favorite music on it. This bazaar is always challenging. Nestor. We used to paint that statue with all sorts of ins.
She sighs.
He promised us Nestorismo, a new type of politics. Ah, yes, I remember that one. But Bastardo Nestor thought Portofino could be different.
She jerks her chin over to the statue.
You see how it went? Another relic of Nestor's idiocy. Thought he could go to space. And for what? Why go...
Dismissing space exploration as a logistical inconvenience.
Fog the mirror, not of the bazaar. People call it loose mania. The culture blockade was designed to protect. Imagine a big fake wall around the city. Stops music and film and what. That would be a terrifying world. Just let young people buy their fascist toys and wear their fascist clothes.
Eyes flashing, voice lowered. Some sweet.
They say all the Lusian ministers are copies of one old philosopher. Oh yes, imprints. These are inbreds, menina.
The vendor smushes her face with her hands, pulling.
That's how they look. Malformed from systemic diddling. Kisa.
Shocked that you'd imply there's anything she couldn't tell you about Kisa.
This is the heart of the city. Ours is the factory and the docks. We are proud, working people. Back before silk burned down, that is. Humoring an old woman. Doing your good deed for... No, Manina. Your soul still looks small and shabby from here. It started with the fire in a silk numero 3. Half the city worked for that company. But at first it was exciting. The whole city came to watch. The flames subsided, and we waited like refugees around the... It was never mine. Just borrowed him from another. And it's all right, Minnie. One creates the other, and around they... Huh. They probably did it themselves for the insurance. Carmuna has nothing but time, but none for that mystery anymore. Only perhaps to wish it... Yes. We loaded it up on the cargo boats. This area has been a market ever since, though the contents and... It is a silk store, held up.
She glances at her own wares.
You are most welcome. Very good. Bazaar's closing...
You approach Carmuna's rack of clothing, protected from second-hand olds and newish fake. The rack sways with misspelled logos and kinda cool. But is that all you are, Cascade? You're special and you know it. You deserve an outfit.
An extra special girl would not have to ask, Menina.
You'll show her. Attention-seeking fashion does not befit an operant, Cascade. You turn away from the...
Give it a rest, Hirsch. No one wants to hear that stuff. All these radical statements you keep making. How about you actually do something? No, they're not. You dimly recall reading that communism is supposed to be a system of production, a
Reactionary pessimism. The people yearn for strong statements to repeat endlessly.
all right, fine. Doesn't ever feel like you should be living your beliefs a bit more? Join a union, organize a protest, write a pamphlet. Writing pamphlets isn't that much work. How about the stuff you already own? Just owning seems not even a little bit. It achieves nothing. But looking at all of your things might make you feel really revolutionary. It took actual workers many hours to get this to work.
The rack stands alone. You leave the rack alone.
Good day. Yes? Very good. Bazaar's closing.
The rack stands alone and unguarded, but for a padlock, you leave the rack alone. You step into the... You hear only the... Still hard. You hang up.
You're back again. Not this again. Did Aunt Carmuna put you up to the... Great. Just great. My hands are tied. Legally. Pylons are out of... The Guardia Municipals. Aero tram companies have their own branch of... Good question. Really good question. We have a... She's been a warrior for as long as I've known her. Carmuna and most of the older folks, they can't accept that things overall. Look around. What do you make of the bazaar?
The GM gives you... The smuggler inclines his head in silence. No obvious tell. He... Now, stop circling each other. Commit. A still moment. Boats creak. You do not exist. You are merely the shimmer of a right-wing propaganda minister's fevered imaginings. End of the line. The pseudopod terminus. He's genuinely perplexed. A polite round of applause for the support act. Even before you ask the question, the outline of a name is forming. Your cerebrospinal fluid turns to liquid refrigerant. Tempo del Sur, mid-tier deity in the local underworld, and once your asset, cryptonym Taxman. Also someone you once called a friend. He nods slowly. It's important. Tempo called for help, for cavalry, for you. Shards of both past and present collide. 1. Tempo, cryptonym Taxman, your dormant asset, contacts the opera. In 2. Cascade status frozen, duration in perpetuum. 3. Pseudopod, active in theatre. 4. Pseudopod fails to meet with Tax. 5. Timeline disrupted. Movements unknown. Pseudopod, status changes to lost. 6. Cascade, status changes to reanimated. Operant arrives in theatre, unbriefed, unassigned. Questions coagulate. That. He's rattled and not used to the sound of rattling. It would have brought you running if they'd bothered to tell you. And from the other side, only silence. Come straight to me. Never cross my path again. First the books, then... He lowers his head.
You've come back.
You pick up the payphone's handset.
Hello. Hello and welcome as all. A joke, obviously. This show would never solicit personal information from you, unlike the government, priests, and Indeed, anyone still laboring under the illusion that this is a free city It's a patrol boat, in short. If I had to guess, I would say it's making sure no one ventures out in... No, it's hard to say what would happen. Reports of flashing lights upon... What else? Indeed, it's a patrol boat. Reports of flashing lights. What else? Salute.
The receiver clicks back into... The phone rings. You place the receiver back on. You step away.
love to. Take a break. I'll be seeing you.
Hello again. What will it be? You mean reunion, all of that? I try not to think about it. There's no sense in worrying. See you.
Up rant. Till next time. Up rant.
There's no man here, and I'll end. He tilts his head. There may be some residue in.
Till next time. Up rant.
There's. He clears his throat. There may be some residue in the deeper.
Till next time. Up rant.
There's no man here. He tilts his head. There may be some residue in the deeper.
Till next time. Up rant.
There's no man here. He clears his throat. There may be some residue.
Till next time. Up rant.
A hiss, followed by the frantic clack, clack, clack of a microfiche reader. High contrast negatives hit the back of your retinas. 58, collapse of Ile-de-Seurs's Grand Bridge. 60, Laplage's royal family liquidated. 63, suppressed uprising in PR Yoffi. No direct attribution possible. Cross-reference. Cryptonym redacted. Date of birth redacted. Nation of origin disputed. The microfiche reader clacks a final time. His fleshy cheeks pull his mouth into
Warms the heart to know people still talk about you when you're not around.
The posture remains, yet the gravity in the air thickens.
Only in the strictly literal sense. Let's just say I know exactly what my heart was.
The box hisses. Suprema 100. Like the ones your double.
This thing?
Gentle electronic tone.
Last I heard, the original article was more like a private joke that went a little. Till next time. Operant. Forewarned. Take your pick. Where nominally, that will be the negotiator subclass. Nothing by that same token. Portaferro was a Lusian penal colony for a long while.
He tilts his head.
The techno-fascists are really treating the place like they own it again. Operate. No such. Till next time. Operant.
The toilet is still hung on the wall above the bar. The bartender gives us the brightly colored cans and it's not been long since you broke into one of. You turn away from. The now unoccupied payphone stands half embedded in a concrete pedestal. You can talk privately, as long as you keep your voice. The box is scrubbed of the usual flyers and graffiti. The keystone. Cracked receiver and yellowed plastic. Stretched too many times. Coils slacken near the base, but something catches your eye. Beneath the grime, the metal grime flakes off in grey petals as your nail catches on a ridge. The engraving's shallow, eroded by years of neglect but legible. 1F7G35-94X12. The serial number. Only one way to find out. Head to Party Alley. You relax your posture. You lift the receiver to your ear. No dial tone.
Now there's a voice I've never heard before. Hello, darling. I like how you sound.
A soft, excited laughter folds into each word, like sugar melting.
Oh, then I can tell already that this... I'm glad you called. I feel like I've been waiting for you. A sock importer? Is he a friend of yours? An enemy? Do you want to hear about him? My card? Like a business card? I don't have those, darling. I can't discuss my other lovers, baby. I have to be away sometimes, but I'll try to make it less frequent. Now I know it might be you on the other side. I told you.
Her name seems to brush across your inner fire.
You don't think I'm real, darling? Now let's fall in love. Oh, that's my girl.
She moans.
Tell me about yourself, darling. Tell me who you read. That's right, darling. You have control of the map of the world. Tell me all about it. Tell me how bad you've been. Baby, you are not to pry bar children, all right? I don't think that's all. Whatever you say, baby. Anything, darling. Let me inside your head.
You feel an odd tingling.
Emil, it's me.
A voice tired and distant, laced with lazy
I know. I don't even know what I'm doing. No, don't tell me. I already know. The freezer. I didn't listen. I thought I knew better, and I went out on my own, and I fucked it up. Shall I tell you what it... I wake up at 7 in the morning, alone. My alarm clock sounds like I commute on the bus. So does everybody else. I catch them looking at me. I spend all day sorting files into alphabetical order, but I still have to say the full... The shredder eats them, pulps them, beats them into unrecognizable... I climb into the cremator. I burn.
You are fucked up.
Baby, do you want to talk? No, hon. You've been to a bonfire, right? Everybody, you're okay. Line's always open.
You step away from the... You step up to the terminal again. Line diagnostic mode. Line diag node 04P03. Tone okay. Voltage minus 51.3 VDC. Current, you're not sure how yet, but the wealth of details should prove you. Available commands. 1. Line. The screen flickers. You close the box. The fire door is still tightly closed. The door sits flush. You pick up the payphone's handset. No reaction. Give it a rest for today. Return when the... You step away from... The teenage boy nods hesitantly. You pick up the payphone's hand. You step away from the... An assortment of cargo crates sits in waiting, adorned with faint chalk marks and bright yellow labels. You step away from... An assortment of cargo crates sit. You look around as your fingers touch the... You step away from... An assortment of cargo crates sits in waiting. Around you, dock workers move in under your fingertips. You retract your hand, a single packet of Ouroboros Blacks clutched in it. Tempo's favourite brand, the only person to actually enjoy their head. Here and everywhere, you can feel his presence. In the store, you step away from... The brightly coloured refreshment. Your eyes are immediately drawn to the prices. You are witnessing an atrocity. If the world would deny us even these small pleasures. It's not been long since you wrote. The refreshments remain. The intercom glints. Nothing happens. Try again during business hours. The revealed intercom.
I told you this place is off limits. Taken. Likely story. That old
His jowls flap like a dog shaking off.
Move along, please. I haven't got time for this. You probably should.
The container is still on. The layers of the truck. This bin is an archive. This calls for deep urban. The layers of the. This bin is. This calls. The layer. This bin is an arc. This calls. The rubbish container. The hoglets are still grunting merrily. This day may go down in history as the first strike in the Great Borscht. A faint rumbling sensation in your feet. One of the piglets looks up. Her nostrils twitch into the breeze. You turn from the... The hoglets are still grunting. You turn from a vacant alleyway. With awkward reverence, you approach the shrine again. In the darkness,
You're back again. Can't say I'm familiar with the...
no part of him is even trying to actually pretend.
Missing people reports are handled by the Carabinieri. Ask Aunt Carmuna. She might know this person. How bad does it look?
Scaly reliefs and cracked plates, like...
Shit, I knew it. I hope it's... An era I was hoping it'd help.
The GM gives you the most...
You have returned for trade.
You return your attention. Buried among the pile, you spot your prize. On the side of the cup, tears gather at the corners of her grip. The monkey bares his teeth. He flicks his ears in excitement.
False wolf admired. Must trade fair. Variation in packaging proposed. Snake! Snake! Then they will be boss kid.
He takes the pack gingerly between his
See?
He digs the wolf cup out.
Pointy goblet repel!
Another plastic wolf cup in your hand. 6 in total to get your hands on. Your fingertips itch with anticipated. You put Dream Wolf away, and once again, you return your attention. The monkey bears his.
Farewell.
Oh, Prince. Very well.
She gives you a nod.
Nothing, I'm afraid. That's understandable. Of course. I'll be here if you require.
You return to the desk. ZWS. For Cascade. All will. You turn away from the. You return to your doubles. The stereo is right where you left it. Crimson flashes within it. No sound. Save the. There is no sound. Shadows bleed from every. The static quiets as you reset the volume. The chunky button makes a sound. The discus begins to turn. The static quiets as you a brief internal. You remove the red disc and you step away from. Bagman's piercing eye. The woman and her coffee watch over you. Watchful eyes stare at you from the wall as you. A part of you left behind. Raw information atomizes itself on the other side of. And rings. And rings. The bed looks cold and disheveled. You turn away.